Admissions that were made in interview were made under duress. The justice system is dependent on police officers behaving fairly and properly towards the people they arrest.
Back at the pub, PC Borg's still talking about the incident in custody the previous day. He doesn't know the detainee's nationality, but says he thinks he came to the UK from Morocco.
Well, that bloke was saying yesterday about how when the time is right, he's going to blow himself up. And, like, you know, we should hate all the British, and, like, we're not coming here because we like the country. We're coming here because we don't come and take over the country. And I was like, mate, isn't like we've got fucking Tory Robinsons down the road, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking cunt.
Is it problematic, the amount of, like, minorities, like ethnic minorities in, like, London, like, police?
Well, challenge you, when you're on shift, to look at the list and see how many are in custody. And I think there's your answer. That's a simple answer.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's not about whether it's not about opinion, it's about facts. And the fact is, if you look at the list, the custody list, look how many Muslims there. And that's the answer.
Which are the most griefy, do you reckon?
Muslims.
Really?
By far. Hate us. They fucking hate us. Proper hate us. Islam is a problem. A serious problem, I think.
At this point, PC Borg's on his second pint.
But a lot of couples don't want to admit that because it sounds racist and it sounds, you know, all the other isms that you get with it. It's just the truth. Whether that's racism, Islamophobia, homophobia, any of these isms, they're too scared to be called that and they can't stand up for themselves.
Police standards say officers should behave in a manner which does not discredit the police service or undermine public confidence in it, whether on or off duty. Anything they say or do that breaches the standards, wherever it is, can lead to disciplinary proceedings.
Doesn't matter whether you're down the pub letting off some frustration, you're a cop. You have to behave differently to other people. There is a debate to be had about immigration, but to see a police officer, in essence, agreeing with division and hate feels deeply distressing. Policing often is times of high stress, and in times of high stress, you revert to type. A bigger, better you doesn't suddenly appear if you're a mean, narrow-minded bigot like he is.
I'll kill myself.
At the station, Rory sees many police officers doing the job professionally and with empathy.
I saw so many police officers doing their job to the best of their ability, and hats off to them because, yeah, it's challenging. The role of a police officer is extremely difficult.
Don't start hitting your head for being stupid.
My head? No intent. My head.
I do.
We're interested, we care about you.
They're dealing with often really complex mental health needs, violent and confrontational people. It's a dangerous job.
In the yard, officers are preparing to leave the station. They're picking up a 17-year-old who's run away from a residential home where he's being cared for. Officers say he assaulted colleagues and medical staff when they took him to a hospital after his arrest. We'll call the teenager Jordan to protect his identity.
He's been in hospital this whole time. He's just gone around like some multiple officers.
Is that where all you going?
Yeah.
PC Phil Nielsen says he's one of around 10 officers going to collect Jordan from hospital.
Well, if this guy comes here, he'll be a constant watch.
Yeah.
The guy arrived, walked into custody, he went to his cell, he was put on a constant watch with 2 police officers, and to be honest, I thought that was the end of the story.
Jordan's custody notes say he's autistic and has mental health needs. CCTV shows the teenager in his cell and officers standing outside. Then they push Jordan back from the cell door. After he throws a pillow at them, they restrain him.
Next thing I know, the panic alarm has been hit. Everyone's up on their feet, running down towards the cells. There's about 5 or 6 police officers.
At one point, there are 8 people involved in the restraint.
Sergeant McElvenny stood up on the bench looking over the whole situation, and he was like, "I'm the safety officer."
Jordan is then held on the ground, with his legs or arms restrained for around 2 hours.
A 17-year-old who's apparently autistic and may have mental health issues throws a pillow. I mean, a thrown pillow. I mean, seriously. It just seems wholly disproportionate.
You all right, Phil, mate?
Hey, how you doing, Rory?
Yeah, not too bad. Mate, that juvie you brought in the other day.
On.
3 days later, Rory bumps into PC Nielsen. He tells him more about what happened after he'd picked Jordan up from hospital.
Did you see him hit me?
I didn't see him hit you.
Yeah, he fucking hit me.
But in cell.
At the custody desk. So.
PC Nielsen says the teenager kicked him at the custody desk because while they were in the police van on the way back to the station, he'd used pressure points on Jordan's legs.
He's just gone straight donkey kicking me in my knee. To be fair, it's payback. So before the job, I've done sports massaging and that, so I know all the pressure points.
Yeah.
So while I'm the van from hospital to here, I was just at the pressure points. So.
You evil bastard.
He assaulted so many officers. He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it.
7 weeks later, PC Nielsen agrees to meet Rory in the pub. But he's suspicious. Half joking, he says he's worried Rory's working for the Met's Department of Professional Standards, or DPS.
This is a sting. This is DPS. This is DPS trying to catch me out or something. I was actually thinking, I ain't gonna come because I can't get in contact with me. It could be a sting.
Yeah, no.
I was like, oh.
It's the first time I've met Phil socially. From the moment I got there, he was asking me if I was wearing a wire, if it was all part of a sting. And like, when you're sat there with like secret cameras, it wasn't far away from him coming over and patting me down. But eventually he did settle down.
PC Nielsen reveals more about the pressure points he says he used on the 17-year-old.
How do they work?
So obviously, I always aim for the legs.
Okay.
Because you're walking every single day, so you're always using your leg muscles. So obviously you've got quite a lot of tension there.
How long do you go for when you're on that kit?
Not a while. Pretty much after training. But no, not the whole training, because after a few, like 20 seconds, you become immune to it. So you just go into the other one, get that one a rest, and then go back to that one.
He's admitting to assaulting the juvenile whilst in the van when he pressed on the pressure points. Unlawful territory for me.
Then PC Nielsen makes it crystal clear why Rory's finding it so hard to find out more about some officers' views. He echoes what Rory's heard before. Decide carefully what you say and who you say it to.
Know your crowd. Know your crowd. So like, I would say I feel comfortable with you that I can say some stuff that are a bit out there. And I'll trust you to not go in and be like, wait, this guy Phil, yeah? So like, know your crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would never go to someone that I didn't know or in front of people I didn't know and say a comment that was like, I know you go, know your crowd.
PC Nielsen's onto his 5th pint. He's still suspicious and holding back.
I was hoping you would say something more controversial and then be like, okay, yeah, calm, let's go for this.
What I'm seeing is almost this sense of those who are complicit and this sort of sense of what's underground. They're grooming people into that circle, looking out for snitches, i.e. people and police officers, colleagues who are decent, who uphold the values of policing, as opposed to people like him who absolutely don't.
Almost a year after the rape and murder of Sarah Everard by a serving police officer, the Met faced another scandal, this time focused on Charing Cross, uncovered by the Independent Office for Police Conduct.
The police watchdog says it's found evidence of disgraceful bullying, misogyny, discrimination and sexual harassment at Charing Cross Police Station in central London.
This investigation lifted the lid on what a toxic culture inside the Met, what it actually looked like.
Sal Nassim was the IOPC's regional director for London at the time. He left in 2023. The team he led seized officers' mobiles and uncovered private group chats. where they discussed hitting their girlfriends, shared offensive and racist comments, and laughed about rape.
There's contempt and hatred towards Muslim communities, hatred towards Jewish communities. If you were gay, there was a strong theme of misogyny. They felt comfortable enough to message one of their female colleagues, "I want to hate fuck you." I mean, let's just pause there for a second. This is the workplace. That's how normalised that culture had become.
14 officers were investigated. 2 were dismissed. 2 resigned. The IOPC published its report into the culture at Charing Cross at the start of 2022.
When we interviewed the officers and put it to them, what they were saying and what they were doing, they didn't see it. They excused themselves. It was just banter. Other officers, when they tried to raise concerns, they weren't believed. Senior officers would dismiss their concerns, that these officers were just indulging in laddish behaviour.
Nearly 3 years later, it seems inappropriate male banter hasn't gone away.
She was wearing no underwear.
How do you know?
Whatsoever.
How do you know?
How do I know? Is because, so...
I'm gonna leave.
No.
A female officer walks away. Other officers say they face racial discrimination at work.
I just come here, try to do my job, and that's it. But other people see other reasons to kind of bully, but discriminate. But
Do you think it's like racial discrimination?
I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but at the same time I want to say no. My brain's telling me yes, my heart's telling me no.
Yeah, because you don't want to believe it all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because obviously I'm a minority. You see a lot of difference in the way that you get treated by people, especially linebackers.
Really?
Yeah.
But it made you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah. Quite a few sergeants have, I'll be honest. And colleagues have seen it as well, but
nothing gets done.
I'm not really bothered either. Just do my job, go home. You know what I mean?
Fair play.
Back in the custody suite, the team are dealing with a serious allegation.
Just like, no, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Horrible you can do it.
A female detention officer is talking to a police officer about a man in custody who's accused of rape and domestic violence. But a decision has been made to release him on bail.
You got bailed?
I wanted to lie.
No.
We don't know all the details of the case, but the female detention officer is unhappy with the bail decision.
Yeah, it's a nasty place to work, Faraday. Really nasty. Yeah, she was pregnant, tried to go with baby. Couldn't stand it.
That's what she says.
What a big footprint, I would better than pregnant. Yeah.
McIlvenny that decided to bail him. I don't really understand how it works.
Later on her break, she's still unhappy about what Sergeant McIlvenny's just said about the decision to bail the man.
The way you went, yeah, it's what she says. He fucking stabbed her and stabbed her when she was pregnant. Like, don't fuck off. Yeah, I thought to her going, you wanker. You're a wanker. But unfortunately, I can't. He's got stripes on his shoulders. That's how I feel about that, that's how.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pregnant, tried to kill a baby. It's been stabbed.
That's what she says.
That's what she says. What an attitude. In other words, he doesn't believe her. I'm fairly speechless. As a woman, as well as a former police officer, individuals like him have the power to make those sorts of decisions about my safety, other women's safety. And that is terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
That's how I feel about that, that's how.
Yeah.
She's not wrong in her description of him, frankly.
She seems to be quite angry that he's just dismissed it.
Yes, she is angry. And I'm not surprised. It's little wonder that rape and domestic abuse investigations have such a low success rate, because despite all the fantastic work that's been done, you've got idiots that you come up against like this. Clearly, these individuals are simply not getting the message.
The Met says it's changed its vetting procedures and introduced new training. It says its officers and staff are now making 3 times as many reports about bad behaviour than they were 3 years ago, and that since 2022, more than 1,400 officers and staff have left or been dismissed from the Met for failing to meet its standards.
How confident can you be that there is a cultural change?
It starts at the gateway. We've changed our vetting approach for people coming into the organisation. This is about tens of thousands of good people in policing who care deeply about the public, who want to be a better organisation.
You all right, lad? How are you?
2 weeks after first meeting at the pub, Rory and PC Nielsen meet up again.
From the moment I walked through the doors, I tried to match his energy. I tried to make him feel I was more on side, just by agreeing with him, laughing along with him, making him feel that, you know, he could trust me.
PC Nielsen's on his second pint when he starts using racially discriminatory language about some migrants.
Do you ever see any issues with Ukrainians?
Nah.
Exactly. So I don't mind them, because they're coming over here to work and get away with it. Now, people coming from all Middle Eastern, they're just scum.
Yeah, but why is it always them committing the crimes? I don't understand.
And why is it just men coming over? Because it's an invasion.
Yeah.
God, we so lose our job right now.
Who do you reckon the worst one is then? Like, worst to deal with, like, people coming over?
Oh. So I've had quite a lot of Arabs. I've had quite a lot of North America, like Algerians. They're scum.
We've had so many of them in custody.
I can't stand them.
They always feign injury and...
Oh, I can't. Yeah. The Somalis are scum. The Somalis are ugly.
Ugly, mate.
That's just the worst deal with.
Yeah.
3 more drinks in, he starts talking about Islam.
I've seen too many Islamics committing crimes. Their way of life is not the correct way of life.
No. I mean, you're on the front line, you see it every day.
You do find that. The ones that are causing the most crime are Muslim. They cause the most crime.
The Home Office and police don't publish figures on general arrest rates by religious communities. Despite his obligation not to discriminate unlawfully or unfairly, PC Nielsen appears to have made up his mind.
You're face to face with a police officer that's clearly anxious about you and got question marks about you and has given you an invite to offer more.
Sounds like you're agreeing with his views.
I didn't want to shut him down because when someone's literally told you that I was going to go further, but I didn't because you're nowhere near my level, I had to show him something.
As the evening wears on, PC Nielsen's views don't change, but the way he expresses them gets more extreme. He says what he'd like to see happen to a detainee he's been dealing with, who overstayed his visa.
Fucking either put the bullet through his head or deport him.
I hear you, man.
Because we're paying for it. He was an overstayer. That was. He was an overstayer.
So many, though, isn't there?
Honestly, just... Yeah.
What? Where are you going there?
A revolver. Revolver would be so nice.
Straight to the head?
Oh, God. And the ones that rape women, you do the cock and let them bleed out.
Yeah.
Just in absolute plain sight, isn't it? Extraordinary. a racist in simple terms, but a violent racist. I mean, I feel appalled and disgusted and ashamed watching that. If you're a member of those communities who live here and are hoping to be protected by the best policing in the world, that polices by consent, that is legitimate, how legitimate is that? It's not at all. It's disgusting. I have absolutely no confidence in him as a police officer whatsoever. To be frank, not much as a human being.
Panorama wrote to Met Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley, detailing our evidence. He told Panorama the behaviour outlined in this programme is disgraceful, and the Met has taken immediate and unprecedented action. 8 officers and 1 staff member have been suspended, and another 2 officers removed from frontline duties. He says the Met has dismantled the custody team at Charing Cross, made changes to local leadership, and is looking more broadly at other Met detention teams. Sir Mark also says much more needs to be done to tackle the individuals and cliques whose appalling behaviour continues to let down their colleagues and Londoners. And the Met's resolve to identify, confront and get rid of them is absolute. The Met has referred Panorama's allegations to the Independent Office for Police Conduct. It's launched an investigation and says it's taking the matter extremely seriously. We also wrote to the officers identified in this programme. They haven't responded. It's January and an inspector has some news for the team.
Guys, did you all aware about Joe? He's not going to be with us for a while, probably at least 3 months, maybe longer, but I don't know. But he's resolved complaint.
He's talking about Sergeant Joe McIlvenny. CCTV records him the moment after he's told he's being taken off the custody desk and put on back office duties. He's being investigated after allegedly making inappropriate comments to this woman.
He was about to bail out, and then he made references to, oh, he should be doing massage business or something like that.
Oh, because she was Asian, he was suggesting that she was into...
Yeah. And then the officers are saying that they felt embarrassed for the detainee.
Custody staff say it was British Transport Police officers who reported Sergeant McIlvenny, not his fellow officers at Charing Cross. Inspector Jim Morris, who's Sergeant McIlvenny's boss, seems supportive.
And obviously, it's not very nice for Joe, so, you know, where you can, you know, make contact and see how he's doing.
Some female colleagues are less sympathetic.
It was on the cards because he said they very inappropriate.
Do you reckon he'll get away with it, though? No.
In general, in front of officers, it's not only sexist, it's misogynistic, it's racist.
Another colleague says Sergeant McIlvenny told her he might ask for a character reference.
Character references, and I thought, I can't give you a character reference, can I? Like,
no.
You are awful. Like, as much as I know you're half joking, like, you're also not.
But from our side...
Before we wrote to the Met, Sergeant McIlvenny told Rory he was back at work in custody. We don't know the outcome of his disciplinary process. 3 years ago, the Chief Inspector of Constabulary put the Met into special measures, saying it was failing to meet basic policing standards. That came to an end in January this year, when the Inspectorate told the Met it had improved. After 7 months undercover, Rory's time at Charing Cross is over.
Walking out the door today, it was just a weird feeling.
I've come in, I've been in custody for 7 months. My honest assessment is, like, I'm scratching the surface here. I've met police officers that are racist, I've met police officers that are misogynistic, but the reality is these people don't trust me yet. And I'm still seeing this evidence.
Reflecting on, what we've just watched, how bad is what you've seen?
It seemed to me that there was quite a lot there that ought to worry Sir Mark Rowley, and he, I'm sure, will be worried about it, and I hope very much will want to do something about it. The only way forward that is going to work is a police force which says we have very high standards and values. They have a discipline about the way they carry out their work. What struck me was that didn't seem to be present or being inculcated by the people who were in authority, who were the sergeants.
I've seen enough to say there is a highly toxic culture there of hypersexualised male behaviour, misogyny, racism, and gratuitous unlawful violence. This is one thing where the leadership, I think, of the Metropolitan Police has never really grasped the significance, the scale and impact. It's always been a rotten apple, not a rotten barrel. It's about changing the narrative about what constitutes good policing. What do we want from a police officer in the 21st century?
Rory saw many officers behaving professionally while he was undercover. The Met's been taking action against what it calls rogue officers and cultural failings. But our investigations found evidence of a toxic culture inside the UK's largest police force, suggesting racist and misogynistic attitudes haven't been eliminated. They've been driven underground. That will make it even more difficult for the Met to root out bad behaviour and attitudes once and for all. Quiet word.
Be careful, be brief with your support. Sweet. That's all.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't sound right if it's played back later on down the line.
I hear you.
Don't fucking talk us all into a fucking big complaint.
I hear you.
It's not always there, that's all.
Yeah. I'm new, I'm still learning.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's no biggie. It's not like you go, fucking smacking the bollocks was awesome.
I hear you, man.
You might see sometimes. Yeah.
He tells you to keep your mouth shut, doesn't he?
Yeah. He punched the guy in the leg. I said dig to him at the time, but it was a punch. It just emphasises to me the level of caution people have about speaking in custody because they know everything's being recorded.
Later in the station yard, Rory talks to another of the three sergeants on duty, Sergeant Hume, about what happened.
I said to my colonel, I saw your little big mate. And then he pulled me outside and he was like, be careful because your camera's in custody, debrief and after incident. I was like, oh.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say, he's a pretty, deserves to be beaten up. Yeah, it's all recorded.
Be careful, be brief with your support. Sweet. Don't fucking talk us all into a fucking big complaint.
What message are his sergeants giving him there?
Being told to keep his mouth shut and that it's quite legitimate to beat up people who are in custody. Both those messages are deeply disturbing.
And that's coming from his bosses?
Yes, yes. The idea is to use the minimum, and that's the legal requirement, that's the legal test, to use the minimum requirement of force necessary, not the maximum that you can get away with.
Officers deal with some violent detainees and are allowed to use force. The standards of professional behaviour say it should be proportionate and reasonable in all the circumstances. Back in the yard, officers speak quite openly about their use of force. This officer says he likes hurting people in custody if they refuse to be fingerprinted.
I love taking fingerprints by force because I'm like, give me your fingerprints. But no, I'm going to break your fingers if you don't get them to me. My mates were going, so how'd you take them by force? And I went, we grabbed their two fingers and I put them down. And they went, yeah, and what happens if they don't? I said, we grab the other two fingers and you pull really hard and it snaps the tendon. And they go, oh.
In the canteen, An officer Rory's just met describes using force in the back of a police van on a man in leg restraints.
I get elbowed in the face 5 times.
5?
Yeah.
What's quite enough?
I elbowed me in the face 5 fucking times, yeah, on the floor. Thing is, though, I had the last laugh, because when he's like stood up in the van, wearing leg restraints, kept hitting his head on the top, started beating the shit up the back of his legs and whacked the shit up the back of his legs, trying to get him to drop to the floor to put him in. He's just smashing his head off the top. I was like, alright, fucking hell, fine. Fucking cave your legs in then.
If I must.
Never got a complaint. always police brutality. We just like 5 or 6 strikes with his fucking face. It wasn't a good look. It was definitely a little bit of red mist there, but nothing came of it.
Well, I'm sure you could justify it some way.
I did, apparently.
We don't know if these officers actually hurt people.
Police officers worked a completely different shift pattern to me. Very often I'd go out on my lunch break at 2, 3 in the afternoon if I was on a day shift, and I'd just see police officers piling into the pub, and I'd be like, that's where the conversations are had, that's where you need to get in.
2 weeks after they went out on patrol, Rory gets an opportunity. He meets PC Martin Borg in a pub. It's a chance for a longer conversation, away from the CCTV and the station. It also means it's over a few drinks. The day before, PC Borg had been involved in restraining a detainee.
Open the door, throw him up against the wall, throw him on the floor, cut all his toes off. Well, he's treating like an animal, so he acting like a fucking animal.
Back in custody, Rory finds video of the incident PC Borg has been describing, but he can't access the audio. You can see PC Borg bottom right. The custody notes say the detainee's accused of multiple offences, including impersonating a police officer and attempted kidnap. They also say he's a suicide risk.
No, it was quite funny looking at it. Well, yeah, he got the over us, and then he, what did you know? He pissed on the door, and he started stuffing his blanket down the toilet.
Yeah.
And Stampy come over and said, Skip, he's put a blanket down the toilet, do you want to go in there and sort of gets mine?
Yeah.
PC Borg's talking about another custody sergeant, Steve Stamp, nicknamed Stampy. CCTV shows officers restraining the detained man on the floor. You can see Sergeant Stamp by the door. PC Borg describes what the sergeant does.
And he's kicking out and Stampy's towards his legs.
Yeah.
Stampy's, I'm telling you, mate, he's got his boat right. He's just gone. And he's proper, you see someone's facts in fact.
Yeah.
And this guy's
Where'd he stamp on it?
John's ankle, right?
Oh, that hurts as well.
And he's got with his boot.
Yeah.
He had a lump on his foot, and we got like a fucking tune, mate. Afterwards. Well, who stamped on my leg? Yeah, he fucking did.
CCTV shows Sergeant Stamp stomp down twice.
Open the door, throw him up against the wall, throw him on the floor, cut all his toes off. No, it was quite funny looking at it.
Funny? Funny? I mean, seriously, this is about summary justice. Brutal exercise, literally brutal exercise of power. This is the sergeant setting the standard of behaviour, which is gratuitous violence, demonstrating a complete disregard for the law and all his training and his position as a sergeant.
Stampy, yesterday he knew the three of us were there, but he kind of felt in a safe space. He came out and he was like, he tried to kick me yesterday, so I was absolutely decided. Absolutely sorry.
Whatever you say, sir.
He was like, thank you very much, Mike. Also, I'll put that MG11 blood glass. Yeah, that'll clear it up.
An MG11 is a witness statement. PC Borg is saying he and Sergeant Stamp discussed writing one up, saying the detainee had tried to kick the sergeant during the restraint. It's not clear from the footage whether the man tried to kick Sergeant Stamp. He's got nothing on his feet, and 4 officers were restraining him at the time.
I support the custody schools, when they're right and they're in the right, I support.
Yeah.
They're absolutely fine.
Unbelievable. MG11, just for clarity, is a witness statement. I don't know whether he has put in his MG11, but if he has...
With false information.
With false information, and it can be shown to be false, then that would be perverting the course of justice or conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, let alone the assault on the individual.
Some people yesterday, he knew the three of us over there. I think he's kind of got in a safe space.
That officer, he is so confident that no one is going to blow the whistle on him. And that's the strength of the culture. That means that people like him and Sergeant Stamp can perpetuate these sorts of behaviours.
Police conduct regulations say officers should challenge or take action against the conduct of colleagues which has fallen below the standards of professional behaviour. Officers are also required to be honest and act with integrity. This officer also took part in the restraint overseen by Sergeant Stamp.
Nah, I heard Stampy gave him a good kicking anyway.
Oh,
so.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he was a cunt. Yeah, and when, you know, Stampy was doing whatever he was doing, I was like, interesting workplace we've got here, isn't it? Yeah. How many cameras are in here? One. Yeah, he was a dick.
6 months. They come back to three, and then it's
But aren't they all? Aren't they all?
For 6 months. And I'm telling you, man, he's got his boat right. He's just gone.
Dominic Grieve was Attorney General, the government's principal legal advisor under former Prime Minister David Cameron. He also agreed to look at our evidence.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. That's how I put that MG11 last year.
In this country, we set up the police force to do policing by consent. It creates a climate in which policing should then become easier. The sort of misbehaviour that we saw is likely to make policing in the long run more difficult.
We've only filmed some officers at one station, but any police misconduct can have serious consequences.
If the police misbehave, there is a high risk that if the case goes to court and the misbehaviour emerges, it will reduce the chances of getting a conviction of that person because there may be arguments over the way the evidence was collected, over the way the person was treated in custody, over whether any admissions that were made.
Undercover in the Metropolitan Police.
Either put the bullet through his head or deport him. And the ones that rape women, you do the cock and let them bleed out.
This is an off-duty police officer saying what he really thinks about immigrants.
The Somalis are scum. Any foreign person has the worst to deal with. God, we so lose our job right now.
2.5 years ago, the Met was found to be institutionally racist, homophobic and misogynistic.
Oh, awesome. I paid money to go to clubs and see women dressed like this.
The force says it's changed. We've been undercover to see if it has.
Oh, legend.
We filmed officers who don't appear to believe women when they report being victims of crime.
Yeah, she was pregnant, tried to kill her baby. It's been established.
That's what she says.
Officers displaying racist and discriminatory attitudes.
Islam is a serious problem, I think.
Muslims hate us. Fucking hate us. Proper hate us.
And revelling in the use of force.
He's got his boat right. He's just gone. And this guy's fucking scum.
Evidence of a toxic culture that, far from being driven out of the Met, has just been driven underground.
Who can I fucking trust here?
Someone new joins. You've got to figure them out. Don't fucking talk us all into a fucking big complaint.
This is the story of 7 months undercover inside the Metropolitan Police.
It feels like watching a TV drama about bad cops, but this is real.
Stanley Police Station!
We are in a police station.
Yo,
Welcome to Charing Cross.
In the heart of London, right next to Trafalgar Square, Charing Cross Police Station. My colleague Rory's going undercover, recording what he finds using specially built secret cameras.
What a mate. Yeah, all good.
He's got a job as a designated detention officer. It means he's part of the Met, but not a police officer.
So you walked through the door of a custody suite. What was it like?
Sometimes very little was going on, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, it can just liven up and go from 0 to 100 like that.
Come on, man, move on. Hello, Charing Cross.
Charing Cross has one of the Met's 22 custody suites. It operates 24 hours a day. It's where arrested people are processed and held until they're taken to court or released.
I made the vote today, yeah? Not fucking tomorrow. Yeah? Today.
When you speak to a sergeant, they're all busy at the moment. Can I pass on a message for you?
Before he started working here, Rory was given 7 weeks training by the Met. Working in custody can be really tough. The team have to deal with difficult and sometimes violent people.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Understand, yeah? We're not playing no games in it.
There are people with mental health problems. Some are on drugs.
So you swore some crack, yeah?
Rory's duties include making sure detainees are fed and watered.
Ring the buzzer if you need anything else, yeah?
Above all else, his job is to help keep them safe. The Met employs more than 33,000 police officers. Rory's job in Charing Cross allows him to observe without joining their ranks.
You're welcome, mate.
Running the custody suite are sergeants, officers in charge day to day. On each shift, there are usually 3 of them.
The welfare of anyone who's arrested and detained in a police station, the buck stops with the sergeant. They authorise the detention in the first place, it's on them. That's their job.
They're also responsible for upholding values and ethical standards. Sergeant Joe McIlvenny and Sergeant Robinson are 2 of the 3 in charge today.
It could be that she's been raped from more and she's only waking up.
This officer is telling them about a rape allegation that's being investigated. 2 male suspects have been arrested and booked in by another sergeant.
She woke up the first time.
Yeah, and that's
it was happening.
Yeah.
She's gone back to sleep, blacked out whilst it's still happening, and then she's woken up at 11 a.m. in the morning.
And then she's by herself then?
Was by herself and was like, why have I got no trousers or knickers on? I did not take those off.
I've got to be honest, I've gone to there before and can't remember taking my trousers off.
The sergeants don't appear to be taking the rape allegations seriously.
And she's woken up momentarily with someone holding her and then passed out again. Yeah, that's all she's got. Yeah. Well, she does give them some description, hasn't she? Yeah, but that's of one. She's been unconscious. Maybe one of them might be orange with green hair, obviously. Yeah. And then Palumpa. Yeah. All right. Slightly taller though. Oh, yeah.
4.5 years ago, the Met was accused of failing to prioritise crimes against women and girls.
A Metropolitan Police officer has been arrested in connection with the disappearance of Sarah Everard in South London.
It followed the rape and murder of Sarah Everard by serving police officer Wayne Cousins. The Met commissioned an independent report into its behaviour and culture. Baroness Louise Casey concluded the force was institutionally misogynistic, homophobic and racist.
There is, without doubt, a discriminatory culture right across the Metropolitan Police. The Met is not able to assure all of us that its officers are of sufficient integrity and standards to be serving police officers. So it needs to clean itself up.
Sir Mark Rowley, the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, didn't accept that problems in his force were institutional, but he promised change.
I understand her use of the term institutional. It's not a term I use myself. I'm absolutely determined that on my watch, we are slowly reducing the risk that we have people in the organisation who don't have the integrity the public would expect.
Whistleblowers have told Panorama that the Met still has a problem with misogyny and racism, and pointed us towards Charing Cross Police Station.
You're a bitch, man.
You're handcuffed, Brave.
Suck your mum.
I bet you're not. Oh, we gotta suck your mum. With the handcuff stuff, isn't it?
The sergeant booking the man into custody is Joe McElvenny. He's an old hand with nearly 20 years' service in the Met.
Fucking Brave now. Like a handcuff Brave, isn't it? They're it. Right, let's see if you like that when the handcuffs come on, shall we?
A woman's just been brought in, arrested for being drunk and disorderly. She's wearing a fancy dress police uniform. Sergeant McElvenny seems particularly interested in her.
Awesome.
She's wearing a leather police outfit.
With handcuffs. Stop. I paid money to go to clubs and see women dressed like this.
That's Sergeant McElvenny making the sound of a siren as he heads to where the woman is going to be searched.
He's going for it.
I've just never seen him react that way to an arrested person being brought into detention. He shot up from his seat, he looked on the CCTV monitor, and then he went down to the cage to oversee the search of the woman. It made me feel uncomfortable.
What was your impression of what he was doing?
It just felt really seedy.
The next day, Sergeant McElvenny tells Rory and a female colleague about a woman he says he met online. The language he uses is very crude.
She turns up and then the door opens. I think it's her just so intentional and probably the door almost like monstrous. Anyway. So, got a lot of check two pussies. That's the real one, and then the fat one. It was weird.
He had this way that the conversation could be about what you had for breakfast, and he'd turn it into a conversation about sex.
I mean, I've watched the footage. How often was he like this?
It was relentless. When he was on shift, there was a very high chance that there would be a comment like the comments I filmed him make.
Sergeant McElvenny tells Rory and his female colleagues how he gets sexual pleasure from having his nipples played with. He's at work and this is a custody suite.
If you ever had your nipples played by an organs, it's fucking amazing. Apparently, if you haven't pierced, you can just give it a touch. The next time you get you satisfied, give me a little spoon.
No, I think I have seriously on my face to work now.
He says he wants his nipple pierced and asks a female colleague who's told him she's had it done for advice. Then he goes even further and starts talking about masturbation.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, because my pain tolerance goes up massively if I'm probably at the same time. So I'm going to ask you. What do you reckon? Would you mind if I...
You might be like, nah, mate, see ya.
How's he done? Oh. Yeah, imagine.
The door almost like monstrous.
Sue Fish was the temporary chief constable of Nottinghamshire Police and has agreed to view our evidence.
So, got a lot of two pussies.
He's absolutely vile. His attitudes and behaviours, and the standard that he's setting for his shift and his team is absolutely despicable.
Sue Fish spent her career in the police, retiring after 31 years of service.
When I joined the police in the mid-80s, the sergeant was held to be the pivotal person. They still are. They set the tone for the shift.
Because
Earlier in her career, she ran misconduct hearings for officers accused of wrongdoing.
I'm going to ask
What I've seen and heard from this sergeant, it's completely inappropriate, very misogynistic. I think it puts anyone else, male or female, that's junior, in an invidious position.
Going down. Please mind the doors.
To investigate police culture, Rory needs to spend more time with officers. Inside the custody suite, they're usually busy, so he chats to them when they're on a break.
I'd go out to the yard, which is like the centre of Charing Cross Police Station where everyone smokes. I didn't find it hard to speak with people. What's difficult is to build relationships enough so that you can establish a level of trust with them.
So which one of them wants to respond? And then this one of them I see what's next.
The yard is where police officers bring arrested people before booking them into custody. It's also where they get a bit of downtime. This is PC Brian Sharkey.
Never had any complaints about it for a few moments.
Get that now, yeah, mate.
PC Sharkey is one of the longest serving officers Rory meets. Rory asks him about the job.
Good job. I wouldn't be talking anyone out of it. I'll make sure they have their eyes fully wide open for the fucking enjoyment, and you're going to get fucked a whole lot of grief to doing the right thing. You stop a tow rag, we know he's up to no good.
Yeah.
You don't find anything on him. Well, you're just stopping me because I'm black, or you're stopping me because I'm this, or stopping me because I'm that. And then you just get a whole lot of mouthful of shit from him.
After several chats, Rory gets himself invited to the pub with PC Sharkey and his team.
I'm sorry, Brian. That's it now. I'm passing sexual offence.
Complaints again.
No. Oh, I'm going to get accused of that. I'm going to do it then.
This for a penny of the pound, Brian.
Rory's been told an officer's been disciplined for tucking in another officer's shirt. The team appear to be joking about it. PC Sharkey's on his first pint.
Go down for sexual assault, might as well go down for rape. So you got about that one?
Mate, he had some whiskey. That day, there's nothing.
Fiddle back around. That was a bit. I challenged myself. Boy, you're all kind of fucking trust here. Hey, how you going? You're the fucking new boy. I'm the fucking great boy.
Then one of the other officers starts talking about another incident. PC Sharkey shuts it down.
The guy that pissed somebody we're not talking about that. I was going to shut the fuck up like that.
Trust is hard won here. Officers are cautious until they get to know new colleagues.
When you go out with someone new, especially on team you don't know, you have to reset, you put the mask or just speaking tactfully. And then when you get on with it, it comes off and then the real you comes out. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Someone new joins. Oh, no, you've got to figure them out, but you can't say.
That conversation says, right, new person, mask goes on. What impression did you get coming away from that?
My overall feeling was we've got a mountain to climb here because the level of secrecy is, I didn't realise how deep-rooted it was. I didn't realise how hard it was going to be to break into this culture. They're all holding back all the time unless they're absolutely certain that they can trust you.
Back in the yard, Rory's trying to get to know more officers.
What's your name anyway? I never caught it. Martin. I'm Rory, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate.
PC Martin Borg says he's been with the Met for 5 years.
Well, I'll say about 95% of people complain on arrest. 2.5% are mad. The other 2.5% actually trying to get away, trying to fight you.
Yeah. Do you enjoy the scraps?
Yeah, big time. It's my job for me. Yeah, 100%. Bonesy lad, mate. Like 100%, mate. Legal fucking scraps any day of the week. Yeah, that's my job. Nick people and to get into scraps.
To get further behind the mask, Rory tries a new approach. He says he's thinking about becoming a fully fledged officer. PC Borg offers to take him on patrol.
Martin seemed to take me under his wing, and he's one of the first officers that I really built a connection with in Charing Cross.
All officers are required to follow standards of professional behaviour laid out in law. They're part of the police conduct regulations. One of the rules says officers must act with fairness and impartiality. They do not discriminate unlawfully or unfairly. If any of these rules are broken, officers can face serious consequences, up to and including dismissal. In the car with another officer driving, PC Borg describes what he dislikes about London.
London are full of selfish people who are simple, closed-minded. They're only interested in themselves.
Well, what makes London different to like the other things?
It's nothing pop.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Different cultures. The culture in the county has still ye old British, whereas to a lesser extent. Here it's a different type of British. It's the melting pot British.
The officers chat about religion and then start talking about Islam.
It always makes me laugh, like when you get, debate was, I don't eat pork. Well, you drink? Yeah. You smoke? Yeah. You gamble?
What's the fucking difference then?
I
believe you what I want.
Yeah, and that's fine, but you're a fucking hypocrite.
Rory tells them there's been a mix-up with the food served in custody.
We've been serving non-halal food by accident in custody for the last few weeks because they didn't tell anyone.
Really?
They changed the whole menu and they didn't tell anyone.
There is a section 35 order.
How open was he about his views?
Martin would indicate that he had certain beliefs, certain views, specifically around Muslim communities in London. There was still an element of him that was quite guarded.
The custody suite at Charing Cross has 24-hour surveillance, video and audio. Every cell, every corridor, and the custody desk is monitored. It's supposed to keep detainees and staff safe and can be used as evidence in court.
Simon said it's all private. The county's forced to fill in.
Rory's supervisor, Sergeant McElvenny, has authorised the detention of this man, arrested for possession of a flick knife. Officers need to search him to check he has nothing else on him, but he resists. So the search is done by force.
Right, straight in the mattress. We'll try and spit, you dirty bastard. Step on the floor. Well, do as you're fucking told then. Do you understand?
He's there being restrained on the floor. I just see McElvenny just draw back and punch into the back of the guy's hamstring.
Bring your feet up. 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 Right, you have your opportunity, all right? And then start doing as you're told. Do you understand?
They don't find anything else on him.
Really surprised.
What?
That he ain't got nothing on him. Really surprised.
I saw a little dig in the back of the leg.
Oh, no, that was when I was trying to fold over.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
Sergeant McElvenny ushers Rory into a corridor, away from the cameras and microphones in custody. He wants a quiet word.
Be careful, DB, could you support sweet. That's all.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't sound right if it's played back later on down the line.
I hear you.
Don't fucking talk us all into a fucking big complaint.
I hear you.
It's not always step, that's all.
Yeah. I'm new, I'm still learning.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, it's no biggie. It's not like you go, yeah.
Both those messages are deeply disturbing.
And that's coming from his bosses?
Yes, yes. The idea is to use the minimum, and that's the legal requirement, that's the legal test, to use the minimum requirement of force necessary, not the maximum that you can get away with.
Officers deal with some violent detainees and are allowed to use force. The standards of professional behaviour say it should be proportionate and reasonable in all the circumstances. Back in the yard, officers speak quite openly about their use of force. This officer says he likes hurting people in custody if they refuse to be fingerprinted.
I love taking fingerprints by force because I'm like, give me your fingerprints, but no, I'm going to break your fingers if you don't give them to me. My mates were going, so how'd you take them by force? And I went, we grabbed their 2 fingers and I put them down. And they went, yeah, and what happens if they don't? I said, we grab the other 2 fingers and you pull really hard and it snaps the tendon. And they go, oh.
In the canteen, an officer Rory's just met describes using force in the back of a police van on a man in leg restraints.
I get elbowed in the face 5 times.
5?
Yeah.
What's quite enough?
I elbowed me in the face 5 fucking times, yeah, on the floor. Thing is, though, I had the last laugh, because when he's like stood up in the van, wearing leg restraints, kept hitting his head on the top, started beating the shit up the back of his legs and whack the shit up the back of his legs, trying to get me dropped to the floor to put him in. He's just smashing his head off the top. I was like, alright, fucking hell, fine. Fucking cave your legs in then.
If I must.
Never got a complaint. Always was always police brutality. We just like 5 or 6 strikes with his fucking face. It wasn't a good look. It was definitely a little bit red mist there, but nothing came of it.
Well, I'm sure you could justify it some way.
I did, apparently.
We don't know if these officers actually hurt people.
Police officers worked a completely different shift pattern to me. Very often I'd go out on my lunch break at 2, 3 in the afternoon if I was on a day shift, and I'd just see police officers piling into the pub, and I'd be like, that's where the conversations are had, that's where you need to get in.
2 weeks after they went out on patrol, Rory gets an opportunity. He meets PC Martin Borg in a pub. It's a chance for a longer conversation, away from the CCTV in the station. It also means it's over a few drinks. The day before, PC Borg had been involved in restraining a detainee.
Open the door, throw him up against the wall, throw him on the floor, cut all his toes off. Well, he's treating like an animal, so he's acting like a fucking animal.
Back in custody, Rory finds video of the incident PC Borg has been describing, but he can't access the audio. You can see PC Borg bottom right. The custody notes say the detainee's accused of multiple offences, including impersonating a police officer and attempted kidnap. They also say he's a suicide risk.
No, it was quite funny looking at it. Well, yeah, got the over us, and then he, what did you know? He pissed on the door, and he started stuffing his blanket out. Open the door, throw him up against the wall, throw him on the floor, cut all his toes off. No, it was quite funny looking at it.
Funny? Funny? I mean, seriously, this is about summary justice. Brutal exercise, literally brutal exercise of power. This is the sergeant setting the standard of behaviour, which is gratuitous violence, demonstrating a complete disregard for the law and all his training and his position as a sergeant.
Some people, yesterday, he knew the three of us out there, but he kind of felt in a safe space. He came around and he was like, he tried to kick me. I said, yes, I did, so I was absolutely the sergeant. Absolutely, sergeant.
Whatever you say, Sergeant.
He was like, yeah, thank you very much, mate. Also, I'll put that MG11 blood glass. Yeah, that'll clear it up.
An MG11 is a witness statement. PC Borg is saying he and Sergeant Stamp discussed writing one up, saying the detainee had tried to kick the sergeant during the restraint. It's not clear from the footage whether the man tried to kick Sergeant Stamp. He's got nothing on his feet, and 4 officers were restraining him at the time.
I support the cluster squad. They're in their right and they're in the right. Support.
Yeah.
They're absolutely fine.
Unbelievable. MG11, just for clarity, is a witness statement. I don't know whether he has put in his MG11, but if he has...
With false information.
With false information, and it can be shown to be false, then that would be perverting the course of justice or conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, let alone the assault on the individual.
Some people, yesterday, he knew the three of us out there, but he kind of felt in a safe space.
That officer, he is so confident that no one is going to blow the whistle on him. And that's the strength of the culture. That means that people like him and Sergeant Stamp can perpetuate these sorts of behaviours.
Police conduct regulations say officers should challenge or take action against the conduct of colleagues which has fallen below the standards of professional behaviour. Officers are also required to be honest and act with integrity. This officer also took part in the restraint overseen by Sergeant Stamp.
Nah, I heard Stampy gave him a good kicking anyway.
Oh,
so.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he was a cunt. Yeah, and when, you know, Stampy was doing whatever he was doing, I was like, interesting workplace we've got here, isn't it? Yeah, how many cameras are in here? One. Yeah, he was a dick. 6 months, and then come back to that, and then in the day. But aren't they all? Aren't they all?
That was 6 months. And I'm telling you, mate, he's got his boat right. He's just gone.
Dominic Grieve was Attorney General, the government's principal legal advisor under former Prime Minister David Cameron. He also agreed to look at our evidence.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Also, I'll put that MG11 blood glass. Yeah, that'll clear it up.
In this country, we set up the police force to do policing by consent. It creates a climate in which policing should then become easier. The sort of misbehaviour that we saw is likely to make policing in the long run more difficult.
We've only filmed some officers at one station, but any police misconduct can have serious consequences.
If the police misbehave, there is a high risk that if the case goes to court and the misbehaviour emerges, it will reduce the chances of getting a conviction of that person because there may be arguments over the way the evidence was collected, over the way the person was treated in custody, over whether any admissions that were made